So, you've moved to Washington. You must have liked Seattle or something else. I don't know. And this PSA will educate you about earthquakes and volcanoes and teach you how to deal with them. We will not teach you how to deal with the Seattle Mariners. Honestly, though, that team is a natural disaster in itself. Thank you for watching and enjoy.
To the public service announcement for the most dangerous natural hazard in Washington.
This natural hazard, an earthquake.
For a 29-year period, there have been 424 earthquakes. If you ask me, that's a lot of earthquakes, and we must be aware of them. On April 13, 1949, there was a huge earthquake that destroyed a lot of Pioneer Square.
The earthquake had a magnitude of 7.1, which is very high on the Richter scale. The biggest earthquake ever was 9.5 and 7.5. It's pretty close.
The evidence I showed you is important because it shows you how often earthquakes happen and how big they can get.
There also is another natural hazard that is a danger to the state of Washington. That natural hazard is a volcano.
There have been 7 volcanoes in Washington that we know of. Although there has not been a lot of volcanoes, there is one big volcano that has had a big eruption.
The big eruption was Mount St. Helens that had happened in 1980 and killed 57 people and costed about $6 billion. Whoa.
This evidence is important because it shows you that Mount St. Helens is a dangerous volcano and you should be aware of it.
As you can see, Mount St. Helens is south of Seattle and north of Portland.
Now back to earthquakes.
There are 2 big technologies that can reduce the impact of the earthquake.
Number 1, flexible foundation. Under the building, you can put flexible pads made out of steel, rubber, and leaves. And when an earthquake happens, the foundation absorbs the earthquake's magnitude.
Number 2, pendulum power. This is when a big, large ball is suspended with steel cables, and when an earthquake happens, the ball sways back and forth and causes the building to stay up.
These ways to prevent earthquakes are important because the earthquake will shake the ground and destroy cars and houses and will trip over the building, and it is important we have strategies to prevent them.
These images are 2 ways to prevent earthquake damage.
Back to volcanoes.
There are also a couple of ways to prevent damage from volcanoes.
There are no real ways to make a building lava-proof, but there are ways to prevent you from dying.
The number 1 way to not die is to stand high ground so lava can't reach you.
Another way to prevent you from dying is to seek good shelter away from the volcano and stay on high ground. That is another way from preventing you from dying.
Watching. That's the end. Bye now.